Coder Fairy.
Coder Fairy.
Coderfairy.com. Automate it with AI.
How would you like to be able to create videos just like this using artificial intelligence and automation? Hey CF, hit it.
Why can't you hit the play button yourself?
We know that she will face many challenges along the way, but we also know that she will be ready for them.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to do just that. The first thing that we're going to do is use OpenAI to generate a story using 3 different methods. For the first method, I'm going to use a model that I trained off of the DaVinci 002 model. To generate the Sakura video, I typed in the genre, location, period, and modifier prompts into the input. I'll increase the length just a little bit, and let's also increase the temperature up to 1 to make the response completely random. Let's see what we get back. Using this playground mode with the trained model DaVinci 002, this is actually exactly how I generated the video Sakura and the Magical Sword. They make their way through the city, fighting off more monsters and dark forces, and eventually come to a great castle at its center. They enter the castle, expecting to find Hiraki's brother, but instead they find the dark wizard who is behind all the darkness that has been plaguing the world. By the way, the story for the Sakura video is generated using this method, which is a trained model of the older version of DaVinci 002. Let's try something a little bit different this time. Let's change the location to Mars. But let's leave the period and the modifier and the genre the same. And we'll click submit. In a bit, when we get to Synthesia, we'll play back the whole story. But for now, zoom mode. Let's now try to get it to generate a title for us. So let's go and type in, what are 5 great titles for this story? And we'll click submit. We have to decrease the maximum length just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to save this to Notepad. And now, instead of using the trained model DaVinci 002, let's go and use the new model DaVinci 003. I'm kind of excited to go and use this. I didn't use it too much before. Okay, let's try to go and generate a plot for the story about Mars. What are 10 great story plots for Mars? If we ask it this question, then maybe it will give us a good plot. Astronauts on a mission to Mars must solve a mystery to prevent a catastrophe from destroying their ship. And the winner is lucky number 10. Write a long story about, and then we'll go and paste in our text prompt. Astronauts on a mission to Mars, who must solve? How about we'll tell it to add a lesson at the end of the story and add a twist in the middle of the story. How about write a long and creative story? I don't know if that will do anything, but we'll see. Okay, so let's see what this gives us. I'll pump up the maximum length. We'll keep the temperature at 1 still. And occasionally it repeats itself. So I'm going to increase the frequency penalty just a little bit. And then we'll go and click submit. A group of astronauts were sent on a mission to Mars to explore the vast unknown of the red planet. They were eager to make history and conquer the unknown, but something was off. Warp speed time! The astronauts desperately sought a solution, but time was running out as their oxygen supply began to diminish faster than expected. With limited resources and no way back home, they knew that they would need some form of assistance if they were to make it back alive. Dun dun dun. Let's have DaVinci 003 get to work for us now. Let's type in, what are 10 great titles for this story? Okay, looks like we got them. So even though we didn't yet read the story, let's just go ahead and paste it into Notepad for later. This one is Text DaVinci 002, the trained model. And this one is Text DaVinci 003, which is GPT-3's new model. Let's do one more. This one is ChatGPT. I didn't use this model too much before, so I'm just testing it out for the first time now. We can just copy the same text prompt. And let's go ahead and click the Try It Now button. Then we'll go and paste in the command to ask ChatGPT to create a story for us. So it looks like it's generating the text just a little bit slower than Text DaVinci 002, but I heard that it's a lot more powerful.
Warp, warp, warp time! Warp, 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 warp time!
Let's go and ask ChatGPT what are 10 grade titles for the story. The cool thing about ChatGPT is that it remembers all of your previous prompts and all of its previous responses. So when it answers a question, it remembers all of the history. Now, with the playground back to Text DaVinci 003, it can only remember up to 4,000 tokens. So if you go over 4,000 tokens and the prompt plus the response can no longer fit within the window of 4,000 tokens, then you would have to go and start over your prompt where it would no longer remember any of the history. But then with ChatGPT, I believe that you can type in as many prompts as you need, and then it's going to remember all of the history, everything in the past. Okay, so let's copy the story from ChatGPT and then paste it into Notepad. This is the story that was generated from the trained model of Text DaVinci 002. Instead of reading the story myself, I'm just going to paste it into Synthesia and we'll have an avatar read it for us. Let's have a look. So that wraps it up with using ChatGPT.
Coder Fairy.
Coderfairy.com. Automate it with AI.